Welcome everyone to an epic showdown between myself as the Lizardmen against Mukluck as the Beastmen. This battle took place on Prague, with a great example how to remove the Beastmen monsters. So here in the front, 4 units of the Ungol Spearman shields, and also 5 units of the Gorher shields. In the back we're going to be having the double hero and the Lord, which will be Torox, the brass bull. Here with his nice rune-tortured axes, as well as the brass body and Slaughter's Call. He's going to be supported by the Gorbel, who will have the Slaughter's Call, and the Brave Shaman on foot, with the Jagged Dagger and Traitor Kin. Over here on the right, we're going to be having 3 of the Centaur throwing axes, including the Grog Hooves of the Wolf's Run, with that poison and regeneration, and the last 2 units of the Centaurs in Vanguard. So for the Beastmen, 5 units of the Chameleon Stalkers in the front with those explosion blasting charges, and here in the back the double Bastillodon solar engines there with those nice big cannons. We're going to be having the poison and armor piercing Amaxon barbs in the middle, and the fire and anti-large Umbral Tide supporting the Lord choice, which is going to be Krokgar on top of a horned one. So Krokgar is going to have the Hand of the Gods, Swiftness of Itzel, and the Sacred Spawning of Exotl. And for the last unit today, we are going to have the infamous Skink Oracle. He will have the Opal Amulet, the Earthblood, Fireball, and of course that ginormous Missile Strength. So I'll play through here, and as we can see, as I went through, my objective was to delete the front line using the blasting, charging Chameleon Skinks. They do have some good physical resistance as well, so they're not too bad in combat, but as you see, we're going to be shooting that front line, really deleting it here, as they only have 15 armor. We can see the throwing axes are coming in as well. We do have missile resistance. So missile and physical are going to help here, and as long as we're throwing axes here into the cheap Chameleon Stalkers, I really don't mind, because I'd rather keep my nice Umbral Tide and my Maximum Barbs alive for longer. Now we're just going to be moving back here once we get all the value out of our Chameleon Stalkers. As you can see, those charges have been used, even breaking a unit of the Gorherd shields. So now we can move forward, start getting involved, and start using our Bastillodons as well as the Umbral Tide and the Axon Barbs here to fight up against these Centaur throwing axes. Lots of damage here on the left coming out of the armor-piercing Amaxon Barbs. Very good as well with that added poison. Throwing axes over the top here into the Chameleon Stalkers. Earthblood going down here from me just to try and keep them alive as long as possible. I really don't want to be losing that left-hand flank. As we can see in the middle, the Gorbel as well as Torox the Brass Bull here in the middle, trying to help punch through that line. Shots here actually going into my own units. Unfortunately, I was trying to shoot here using the Skink Oracle, but missed a couple of times on Torox. As you can see in the back, absolutely going to be deleting the models of Centaurs here. Fortunately, a little bit of miss micro there coming out of Mukluck, but getting destroyed here and broken. But we are going to move in with a single unit. Fireball coming out. Looks like we are going to be targeting here. Does hit Torox right in the face. Skink Oracle shots are going to be hitting as well. Doing quite a bit of damage here between the two of them. As you can see, I'm going to be getting a little bit close here for my comfort. So I do start backing off here with the Skink Oracle. I do try and cast another Fireball there, but I do get away. But unfortunately, I will be leaving my Bastillodon there to take a nice big fat rear charge here from Torox, the Brass Bull. Going to be thwapping there with his tail, but unfortunately, going to be negating his defense down to only 30%. But big shots coming through from the Skink Oracle. Going to be hitting there into Torox, the Brass Bull. Gorbel as well getting hit quite nicely here, but so is the Bastillodon. As you can see, those big fire coming in the back up against the Centaurs as well. Fireball in, hitting as much as I possibly can. Big shots going into Torox, and he is taking lots and lots of damage. Balance the power nice and even now. But as you can see, one shot going to be away here. Big hit, and that is going to be Torox there, who is going to break. He's been terrified, as he only causes fear. Moving in, I'm going to be getting chased by the Gorbel here, but now I can turn and burn. I don't mind running away against one Gorbel, because I can use my Bastillodons here to shoot Torox in the back. As we can see here in the middle, we have broken using the Brave Shaman as he was fighting up against Krokgar here in the middle. Krokgar has been surrounded by spears and Gorherds, but they're not too strong here, so I'm not too concerned. It looks like we do have the Umbral Tide firing here into the Tentacle throwing axes, and running away still is going to be Torox as well. I'm going to be targeting the Bastillodons straight onto the Gorbel as much as I possibly can. Shots here as I move going into Torox as well. Try to cast another Fireball to see if I can remove him, but unfortunately he's still going to be running away. As we can see here, we still have the Umbral Tide fighting now in melee combat up against the Gorehurst shields. Don't mind that particularly too much. And the Maximum Barbs in the back going to be shooting up against the Centaur throwing axes. Compromised here is going to be the Bastillodon solar engine by some Centaurs, but his terror is going to help there towards the later stages of the game. As you can see, Torox is now down to 330 HP, -5 for leadership, so we're probably not going to see him back anytime soon. Big hit in the flank here from the Gorball, and as we can see, all our Skink pushing through with the Chameleon Stalkers just to gain that gap here for the Skink Oracle, as I do shoot the Brave Shaman of Wild. First one actually goes into the Ungor Spearman, as unfortunately I did leave him on fire at will. That was a silly mistake from me, but big shots coming into the back of the Gorball, and still some very good pressure here from Mukluck. Balance of power here in the favour of the Lizardmen and myself, but I'm going to be trying to get away here. This Skink Oracle is key to winning here for me today. As we can see, Krogar, Hand of the Gods, big hit there onto Gorball, as well as a nice shot there for the Bastillodon Solar Engine. Balance of power does go, and that is how you deal with Beastmen, single entity monsters. What a funny and awesome game here between myself and Mukluck. We'll go through him here. He does have 585 damage value for Torox, as well as 577 for the Brave Shaman of Wild, 940 for the Gorball, with some really nice hits there on the brilliant Skink Oracle. Here, 150, 350 for the Ungor Spearheads, and for the Shields, 25 and 250. The front line, 330, 550, 300, 860, and 150 as well. Goreheads can be really painful to deal with. 0 and 440 for the Centaurs, with 150, as well as 240, and 600 here for the Grockhooves of the Wolf's Run. So, for myself, I got 60 kills, 975 for Krogar, 2,064 for the Skink Oracle, with the front line here, 670, 404, 535 with 475, and 517. 1,484 for the Amaxon Bombs, 1,644 for the Umbral Tide as well, with 760 and 823 for the Bastillodon Solar Engine. So a little bit of a kite build here for me to try and deal with all the monsters, trying to make sure I can hit them harder and faster than they can hit me. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please smash that like button. Drop a comment down below about what you thought as well, and if you are new here, maybe think about subscribing. I would really appreciate it. Also, if you are new, go down into that description where you can find my Discord as well as all my other social medias. If you do hop onto my Discord, you'll be able to see all of my single player, multiplayer, as well as my leagues and tournaments, and you'll be able to leave a video just like this so I can cast it here on the channel in the future. Other than that, I've been your boy Logic. Take care of yourself during these times, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care.